Welcome. Botched Podcast. I'm Jim. That's Dan. We are back again after a very exciting night on NXT and after a very exciting face-to-face promo. Um, war of words between John, we can see you, Cena, and Cody Rhodes. Unfortunately, we still didn't get Brandy yet, but hopefully that's soon, right, Dan? I
Yeah,
think the world deserves Brandy. But
I agree.
first of all, I wanted to start with you, Dan, on something to pick your brain with NXT. So I know you don't tune in too often to watch it. Just to go through the card real quick, it was actually one of their better cards. It was um, Zarya with Soul Ruka versus Lash Legend with Jakara Jackson in a North American title ladder match qualifier. Zarya won that. Then we had the No Quarter Catch Crew. Um, yeah. Yep. Then we had the No Quarter Catch Crew. Sorry about that. I froze right there. With Run Sinclair and Charlie Dempsey versus Tank and Tank. No Quarter Catch Crew won. We had the North American title ladder match qualifier, Roxanne Perez versus Kalani Jordan, which good to see Roxanne back. Seems like she's working both the main rosters, as they would call it, and still NXT, which is cool because it just gives her practice and, she keeps getting reps as she possesses. Um, Winner of that was Kalani Jordan. And then the main event, North American Championship match. The NXT Men's North American Championship match, to be exact, Dan. We had Sean Spears, former AEW guy, correct? Versus
Yeah.
the Culling, or with the Culling, which is Deagle Vance, Izzy Dame, and Brooks Jensen, versus Ricky Saints. Well, Dan, like I said last week, wouldn't it be something if Ricky Saints got the title, the winner, and new NXT North American Champion, Ricky Saints, after the match, everybody's favorite toy collector, Ethan Page, came in the ring, punches Saints, and basically beats him up. Page stands in the ring, raises the belt, and poses while the show goes off the air. The one thing to note about this, what do you think the chant was when this was all going on?
Well, I cheated. I watched the Instagram reel you sent me about it.
Oh,
So,
you did? Tony
yeah.
fumbled. Tony fumbled.
Tony Bumble.
And they're all in harmony while doing this. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, look, it's.
Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and Sean Spears. I get it, Sean Spears was a little bit older, but I feel like he could have been put across better at AEW. And I get they have a ton of talent, but
The
man,
only thing,
this
the only thing
must
I,
really
I,
hurt. This must
the only
sting.
thing, yeah, I mean, the only thing I say about Sean Spears, right, that I don't think applies to obviously Ricky Saints and Ethan Page is that Spears had an opportunity in WWE. I mean, Ty Dillinger
Yeah,
was not a nothing for a while,
no.
and it just didn't work,
Yep,
right? Like, and then he went and he became different in
yep.
AEW, and it didn't work there for whatever reason, and it almost created the ability because not for nothing, but him coming back to WWE was more of a big deal because like he was an AEW guy now,
Yeah,
right? Like he had gone, he had the Cody thing, right? The chairman thing, like that was a big deal, like mostly because of how it worked with Cody. Um, but so my only thing there is like sometimes stars become more of stars because they left and came back, right?
sure.
And I'm not talking like Cody, right? Like Cody's different, but
Yeah,
like I think Sean Spears is a perfect example of it doesn't work. You go do your thing somewhere else. You even if it doesn't work there, just you coming back already has appeal.
yeah,
Like because it brings us back to the Monday Night Wars, right?
yep,
Like that's what this really is, right? It's the nostalgia idea of talent flipping back and forth and stealing good talent. Like I still, and I will not, I will die on this bridge that the day, and I do think it'll happen, but the day MJF crosses, it'll be at the time the biggest thing, right? Like a guy like Darby Allin, if he eventually found his way over here, over to WWE,
Yeah.
it would be like a huge thing. It it's it's just the allure of that. Now, Paige and Ricky Saints are completely different because other than maybe those couple of like matches or they were bodyguards at one point, right? In WWE, they never had a run where they had any kind of character that at least I know that for Ricky Saints. I don't think Ethan Page ever did either. Um, that's a bigger deal because they haven't been there before. So it was all the allure of them coming over, and they got into great story right off the bat. Which obviously, I mean, WWE's better at storytelling. That's not some kind of shocking development. Obviously, their production is much better.
Yeah, I'm doing it from the simple fact is all those titles they have at AEW, and I think they had the Ring of Honor one starting while he was still there. They couldn't find to put some belt on this guy. Like that's my thing.
Ricky,
No, Sean Spears, because
yeah, I think he held what the TNT thing once, if
from
that.
what I see here on SmackDown Hotel, he didn't told any at AEW.
Oh, I thought he had the TNT, but I guess not.
I think he competed for it for a handful of times, but he just never got the belt.
Yeah. No, I see the same thing. You're right.
So,
Huh.
I mean,
I I didn't realize that. Yeah, no, you're right. I agree.
like,
I think well, fumbled is one word. They wasted is what the
yes,
real word is. They wasted opportunity there. They had something with that chairman thing and it just never completed it. But that's what they do. Like, right? Like
it's all
they
half-assed.
always
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, every once in a while they hit something that's good for a little bit, but then, you know, that doesn't stay that way.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I mean, I'm just looking through this now, and uh, I don't know. Like, there's just so many people I would say that Sean Pierce is better than. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Like it just
Oh yeah.
just what he can do in the ring. He's just and he doesn't have to slow down for anyone. I think that's what makes them three so good. Is like look like honestly Powerhouse Hobbs, right? Like
Another one that I think they've wasted.
yeah, but like how many titles has he had? So he has. So he's had the. Let me see if this loads. I think he had the TNT title once, right? Yeah, he
Yeah.
held the AEW TNT Championship for 42 days. Like, this is the problem with not having storyline, right? Like, because it almost protects you from this happening. Because the people would have to show. Like, if you put somebody in a storyline, you either know they have it or the storyline shows you that they don't. And then you could go on to the next thing, right? Like, that's the whole entire point of a storyline. Like, it just.
Yeah.
Like, he's held 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Sean Spears, if you count all of the indies plus his WWE, he's held 14 different titles. His longest being the OVW Tag Team Championships, which that was back in 06.
Yeah.
With, do you know who his tag team partner was back then?
Uh,
He has a
no, drawing a blank.
he has a tattoo on his neck.
Oh, Cody. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So it's like, yeah, it's interesting. Like I get why they went to AEW, right? Like, cause they figured, hey, this is a big company outside of WWE that this is the way to make our names. But man, you're sitting there if you're Tony and you're home working on stuff. How the hell do you go back and not be frustrated the next day?
Well, the real answer is that I don't
Like,
think he lives in reality.
yeah, that's it too, right? Yeah, I mean
Right?
that's a good point. Yeah,
What's that saying? Like ignorance is bliss.
yeah, because yep,
And he's ignorant to whether or not they're doing better. And I mean, I'm not going to go against what I've said in the past. If they're happy with their product, then good for them.
yeah,
If
they
they're
probably
making
are.
money,
Yeah,
right? And if they're making money, which I think they might be making enough, I think they're making. I don't think they're losing money. I don't believe that. If somebody's reporting that, I don't believe it.
I
If
don't
their
think I've
TV
ever
deal,
saw that.
I'm not sure. I thought maybe like I know there's been like discussions about daddy's funding it and just paying his
Yeah,
losses.
that I
I
seen.
I, I know I know dad funded it, but I mean like I don't think he's losing money. And as long as they're not losing money, then like good for them. If they're happy, then they're happy. And if they never want to be the next WWE, that's fine too. But it's harder and harder for me to watch it. Although there's certain things I want to see currently, um,
So from what I can
which
see,
actually I should throw it on in the background.
so what I can see here, as of 2023, all elite wrestling was operating at a financial loss. The analyst estimated, or the analyst estimates indicate that the company generated approximately 154 million in net revenue for the year, but faces expenses totaling around 188 million in an estimated loss of 34 million. The majority of AEW's revenue was about 60% stemmed from media deals, notably the partnership with WBD. This media segment, yep, and they contributed an estimated 98 million in 2023. So I mean,
Yeah, see, my only thing is they don't report because they're private. So
yeah.
like, how do people know that? I want to know where they get that
So this
info,
was on
right?
WrestleNomics.
No, I know. I'm not saying necessarily that Brandon's wrong
Yeah,
or whoever's doing it for Brandon is wrong. As much as I'd love to know their source, since it's a company that doesn't have to report earnings.
yeah.
You know,
So this right here says they had 188, uh, with an estimated 188 roster members, averaging 450,000 annually, totaling 85 million. That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
188. That's crazy. Do you think WWE is that big? If you just look at main rosters?
Um. Well, that's the other thing. Is that counting Ring of Honor? I wonder for AEW.
I don't know actually, because this was in 2023. So did
Probably.
they solidified Ring of Honor back then, right?
I mean, so looking at this website that's showing me the roster as of today. The problem is this does include Evolve. It's 276.
Of WWE.
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't have the breakdown by roster,
Yeah, no, that
but
makes sense.
so including Evolve and LFG, Legends and Future Grades, which is probably well that's 28, so that's 250,
250.
let's say. Evolve is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 35, so now we're down to 215. It's probably 180. It's probably right around AEW's. if you take out, if you don't want to count Evolve and LFG, which I wouldn't count, NXT, SmackDown, Raw is probably between 175 and 200 all in. You know,
And AEW took over Ring of Honor as of March 2nd, 2022. So,
yeah. So is 188 with Ring of Honor? I'm sorry, I think you answered that, but I didn't hear it.
let me see. It just says roster members, so it maybe does. It doesn't actually count them out.
Yeah, it might not. I don't know. Like, I think 188 for just AEW seems like a lot,
Yeah,
but
I
I
mean,
could be wrong. I
the
mean,
way that he signs people, who knows? But yeah. But I mean, once again, like that's huge. Like just to see that, right? Like, so you honestly can tell that like NXT is cooking right now, and that's not even considered Trick Williams and all the other top stars that they have there. They just got these three AEW guys fighting for the same title, and it's not even the world title down there, Dan. It's not in the NXT title because that's Oba's.
yeah,
So they're putting this North American title on the same plateau as what that NXT title right now. And to be honest, it might be better by the time these three guys get done, right? Like, but yeah, it's
yeah,
interesting. It is interesting, man. It is. It's just very cool to see this side of the business that we probably would have never got to see before. Um, and also just to let you know, I don't know if you're familiar with them, Dan. Do you know the tag team Violences Forever? It's Kevin
no.
Koo and Dominic Garin. They are supposedly backstage at AEW right now. So, they were in Action Wrestling, Black Label Pro, Capital City Championship Combat, Deadlock Pro Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling. Our boys over there, Dan. Independent Wrestling.tv. I had that membership. Pro Wrestling Freedom and Southern Underground Pro. So it's cool. Um, and their theme song is, I believe, "Zombie" by the Cranberries. If you're wondering, Dan. So there you go. It's a little music
Wonder how much.
history for you tonight.
I wonder how much royalty they pay for that. Oh wait, probably none.
Yeah, probably none on the indies. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure none.
yeah, but yeah. I mean, that's just huge for NXT, right? Like just to hit that one more time. Like that's just like you got a guy that's a little bit older in his career, Sean Spears, but he's bringing everybody along. He's showing them the right way to do things backstage. He's the locker room guy. You don't really hear of any problems with NXT behind the curtain. Seems like somebody that would have been very beneficial if Tony put him in a higher up spot for all the crap that you hear about that goes behind backstage at AEW. But then again, like you said, like his woeful blindness, he probably doesn't care. Um, but yeah,
Okay, let me just break in on something because I just turned it on. Dynamite is on. You don't have it on in the background, do you?
no,
Dynamite is on, and I thought their main event was going to be they're doing a tornado mixed tag tonight
yeah,
with Swerve and Willow versus Moxley and
yep,
what's her name? Safina? Mira Safina?
yeah,
Mina Safina? And I was wondering, I was curious, would there be, since it's a tornado tag, there's no tagging, right? It's just a
all on
brawl.
brawl, yep.
Would there be mixed gender wrestling? And I got my answer. There is mixed gender wrestling. They are Moxley and Willow and Swerve and Safira went after it. So Swerve did a claymore on what's her face, and Moxley gave whatever his finisher is to Willow. So just very interesting because you just haven't seen that in a while where the men and women are mixing it up in an actual match. So something different on AEW. And I can't help but wonder if they're doing it since the new WWE game allows it.
That's a good point.
But anyway, sorry, I just had to break in
No,
because I was shocked. Looks like they started the show with that match, which also surprises me.
is that match over? Because I just tuned in right now, and it seems like they're just giving.
Yeah, yeah. I think it started the show because the show's a half hour in right now.
Okay, I'll have to go back and watch that because I forgot TBS is now back on Hulu, so that works out.
Well, and you can see it on Max too. It
Yeah,
streams on Max at the same time.
yeah, so works out pretty good. Yeah, but let's jump on over to the big roster, Dan, the main event roster. Well, we all know it's coming. This was the night, right? John and Cody face to face right at kickoff. John first, Cody second. What are your thoughts? What are your favorite lines?
Um, I think I thought the whole thing was good. I think John was better. I think Cody. It's funny. I have a couple of friends that were messaging in a group after Raw or yesterday. They were messaging, and the one guy, who I don't know as well, but he's a friend of my former college roommate, and his only words after it was, "Cody isn't it. Cena's winning." So that was just a random opinion I got from
Yeah,
somebody who's a big wrestling fan. But he was not a fan of Cody's promo. He thought that Cody's promo was too predictable and not really something fans could get behind. And I kind of see his point. I thought it was good, but like I kind of see his point. Like it doesn't inspire, I think, to want Cody to win as much as watching whatever's developing with John is. I don't know why I keep calling him John, but Cena, um, to see what happens if he does win. So, like me right now, today, going into this, I'd rather see Cena win to see what's next than I would want to see Cody win.
okay.
Maybe they change my mind before WrestleMania with some of the stuff they do. Um, I thought I read that they're not scheduled to be on the same show together after this. I don't know if John Cena doesn't have any more appearances
I
before WrestleMania.
think I read he has one.
He has one. It's probably the Monday before, I
Yeah,
bet.
yeah, he's one left,
Um,
and then he's That's it.
so there is, there's that great theory of whoever laughs last loses. And the one story I saw said that they're not scheduled to cross paths again. So Cody gets the last laugh, not, putting Cena out on Monday. So Cody might be losing. That's that theory. But yeah, no, I mean I thought it was good. I kind of thought that's the only way Cody can go, right? He went the it reminded me of the movie 8 Mile with Eminem, right? Like the whole look, I know everything you have to say to put
Yep.
me down. I have a tattoo on my neck that says, should be on my arm. I got booed at a company I created. I'm this, I'm that. My dad was a wrestler. I never won gold. Whatever, and he went through all those things. That makes sense because that's the only thing you can do for in theory, to combat a heel who's got your number, right? Is to say all those things. Um, so I liked it in general, but I do see the point of the one guy I talked to who kind of was like, it just doesn't inspire me to want to see Cody win.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, that's just because John's back. I don't think it was like expected what Cody said. Just because we know how good John is on the mic. Like Cody said, like he's gonna get torched, and he like understands it on the mic. I don't think
Yeah.
it was really expected what Cody said, because we've never heard Cody put together a line that said you have more dick in this promo than you do in your pants. Like that was
Yes.
just like that nobody can say was expected from Cody. That's just a
No, yeah, they've
one
been doing a
timer
lot of
that
that.
yeah. So he does have it. I just don't think he's I I think this is a problem, right? Because I tell you and our other buddy that we had the Facebook chat with, like when I get bored some nights, I go back and I watch John Cena promo compilations on YouTube, and I really don't think the world will ever give John the credit for how great he is on the microphone. Like Cena may be top 3 of all time, maybe even top 2. Like I just like he's just that good, right? Like we could name 5 off the top of our heads right now, right? That were just stellar. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I think that's why I I I think that's why, you know, I think that's why people could feel that way about Cody. Um I just I don't know. Like I didn't expect Cody to come out there and kill Cena on the mic. I expected it to be as tight as it was on the mic, and I think it was. Um, I don't know. I'm like, if you think about it, right? Like, just to take a tangent right here, not counting anything Cena's done in the last 6 months, say, right?
Yeah.
What you have him telling Roman, "I'm here because you can't do your job," right?
Yeah.
Then Austin Theories has what was it, the U.S. title at the time, and Theory came out to offer him a title match, and Cena drops the line, "They've never had a pipe crowd noise into an arena that I walked into, good or bad," right?
Yeah.
Then when he gets done addressing The Rock, he goes, "Go ahead, Dwayne. I never had to write my promo on my breast either." And then he says, "Carry on," and he walks off. Like that's not even the stuff from like earlier on when he came out and said, "I respect The Rock. I hate Dwayne Johnson. I'm gonna beat the shit out of Dwayne Johnson." So like you could take 3 or 4 from that. What was it? Year and a half, 18-month window from them. Tim and AJ Styles were good. Um, I mean the Miz, like, yeah, it's like that's the thing. I don't think he will ever get the credit that he may be the best wrestler on the mic when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's part of the hill that's in front of Cody right now, right? Because, like people say, like if you read the swamp that is the squared circle all the time, there's people giving Cody issues with his lisp all the time. And it's just like, all right, he's been wrestling for how many years? He started this company. He went over to Japan with the Bullet Club, won a title over there. He did this at Ring of Honor. I don't really think that's stopping him for doing anything he wants to do. What are we even talking about here, right? But that's still a hill in front of him that he has to climb that John doesn't have to climb. And personally, I'm not sold on Cody dropping the title because I don't
I
know.
am.
I
I
don't
am
know
for
what you
sure.
directly do right away after. Because John's supposed to go home in it and then he's gone, he said. But he's not gone. He still has
Well,
six
he's not
months.
good. Yeah, I mean, he's not gone. I mean, that might be what he's doing in his promo, except like we know that's not true, and we know he's finishing out at Survivor Series, and he's already said that, and he's wrestling, or he's making 36 appearances over the year, or
Yeah.
32, or whatever it is. So we know he's not done. But I'm sold on him winning it. As far as what you do next, I mean, I think it depends on a couple of things. Who wins the triple threat is the first thing. You could you could run a Money in the Bank angle, right?
Like,
Like, and who wins Money in the Bank and cashes against John? Because I mean, they do it very often where they cash in as a surprise, but like you don't have to cash in as a surprise. You can use Money in the Bank for a set match. It doesn't have to be a surprise cash in. It's just that it's allowed to be. Um, if Punk wins the triple threat, I think Punk goes for John
I
right
can,
away.
yes, because I think that's a favor that Paul owes him.
So I think there's that. I think that's one thing. I think anybody who wins that triple threat, all three of them, could then go after Cena if Cena wins.
I
I
don't,
think
I don't think they throw Seth in there. I
they might not, but I don't see Seth winning that triple threat
That's
unless
just
it's
tough. That's just tough. Yeah, but that's the thing.
I
But then if my so say if my
right. If your theory
theory
is
is
true,
correct,
yes.
like one, I think Cody's character is basically almost destroyed if he loses to John. Where he's at now with all the fans. What do you think?
Um,
Because then, because
I don't
then,
know if I'd say destroyed. I mean, it certainly takes a hit, but a lot of times people who win championships take a hit.
yeah,
They have to disappear for a while, is what happens, right? Like, and maybe they just take time off because he's had a year-long run, and he's not taking it easy as far as like,
no, he's
you
going.
know, he's making live shows, he's
Yep,
doing all that, and like a lot of people won't think about that, but I mean, like
it adds up.
he
Yep,
they might just give him some time off, and absence makes the heart grow fonder, and then you just wait for a time for him to return. And if you want to make him a heel, you can actually do that as he
returns.
is gone because he can return in a heelish way and go over the top heel. And what that is, I don't know, but you figure that out in a few months maybe. So I don't know if I'd say destroyed as much as like, but I agree with you. If he loses, you can't trot him out the next day
Yeah, I don't know.
and think right
Yeah.
like he's got to go away for a bit, and I think that's fine. I don't
He
think
has to
that's a
get
problem.
he has to get injured. I could see Cody winning if the Rock gets involved, and the Rock getting involved with whoever he else gets involved means that Cody gets injured. Right?
Yeah, maybe, but also they might just. I mean, they could do that, but they also could just he loses and he goes away. Like that happened with Roman, right? Like Roman lost, and then they waited a few weeks before we heard anything about him, right? Like this is what you do, right? Um, so that I could see, you know, I agree with you. Like Seth, maybe not the guy, but then again, if you add the Paul element, then I don't see why not.
Because
If your theory is true that Paul screws over Punk and Roman and becomes a force with Seth, I think you easily could have Seth go after either champion with Paul at his side. You could also, if they want to, we talked about this. I mean, it'd be very quick to do this, but you could have The Rock come in and turn on Cena because Cena did what he needed him to do in taking out Cody. And now The Rock's like, well, whatever. It'd be kind of quick to try to turn Cena back to a babyface if you put The Rock in. But, you know,
I think that kind of negates everything John has done. Like,
if they do it right away, I agree. I think that's least likely,
yeah,
but it's a thing for sure.
yeah,
I actually, and now that I say that too, if Cody loses, I actually think you could see Cody Rock instead. If you didn't send Cody away right away, Cody could be like, Rock did this to me. I'm going after Rock. And then if that schedule permits, I have no clue. I haven't kept up on that news, but you know, we thought Cody Rock was a thing they were working towards. They could work towards it without the belt because Rock came in and got John to screw Cody. Now John took the title, and we could go all the way back to even your theory too. Whatever the Rock handed Cody, that comes right back into focus. You know, here's the lighter I lit your bus on fire
yeah.
with. or whatever it is, right? And
They could do it for the.
so if you don't send Cody home right away, you could put him into a program with The Rock if The Rock's schedule allows. Um, Otherwise, I think Cody has to go away if he loses. But then I guess the question, and I'll ask you because I don't have an answer for it. I mean, I know there's some obvious answers, but I don't know that I love them. But if Cody wins, then what's next? Like I guess my question is, what's next in both scenario for Cody?
I was
I
thinking
guess is the issue.
if Cody wins, then that's where we get The Rock, because then I think The Rock gets pissed that Cena can't get the job done, and then The Rock says, "Screw it, I will handle the business that needs to be taken care of."
Yeah. The thing for me is that puts us right back where we are now of are you giving the championship to a guy who isn't there all the time or is leaving,
Right.
right? Like, because the same problem you have today with Cena.
Right.
Cena's on a timeline, and while Rock might not be on a timeline, he's never available, for long-term programs. He's just not
he's so busy.
generally available. So, I wonder about that. But yeah, you could do that.
The
I
only
mean,
thing
I don't
about
know.
that is they should the schedule. I think you could still throw in my theory that the lighter is what The Rock gave him. If you do
Yeah.
that storyline, the problem is I think then you only turn John into The Rock's henchman rather than having John continue to build this bad guy story until he tries to flip back. I'm starting to think Cena's not flipping back.
You think he retire? Oh, so we talked about that before. So you think now he retires a heel?
Yeah, his conviction in these promos has me thinking that. Like, just he it's just like he's too convicted. Like, I get he's a great actor of
I don't
everything he does
know.
with
I don't
Peacemaker
know.
and everything, but but just think of the heat he will have once he gets he comes back, he finishes his career as a heel, and then he comes back to the Hall of Fame, and they induct him. That crowd will be the loudest it's ever been.
I um I don't know, man. 7, 8 months, because when you
No, I
think
know
about it,
it's
seven,
tough,
eight
right?
months is a long time
Agreed.
to be able to turn him back. I think it's easy. I think it's easy to turn him back. I mean, really, the easiest way to turn him back is just you grow a story where somebody else is doing something that breaks him of his heelish, right? Like you look at I mean, to a degree, Roman did that. Like Roman was a heel, and he was as heel could be, and then they found a way to turn him. Now I know it took longer, but or Sammy, right? The whole Sammy finally came out of the bloodline and went from being in a heel faction to saving Kevin and back to the most popular. I mean, I'll never forget the way Montreal treated Sammy in his match against Roman, right? And I know I get the connection, but I mean he was at the top of the top baby face in that moment.
That building was shaking.
Right, and it might not have been a sustained baby face run,
No.
but in that moment, there's never been a bigger baby face in that one moment, for sure. So 6, 7 months is a long time to be able to find a way to break Cena back.
Yeah, but what
and
if he
just
doesn't want
find
to?
someone where he just has. Well, if he doesn't want to, that's one thing. But I mean, I think it's easy enough to do it, and
Yeah, I agree.
I just don't see it because I just feel like nobody retires like a heel. Also, I mean, I'm sure there are some. I'm not saying nobody, but I
No, it's like a
generally I
dog.
think about it. And it's like nobody really retires a heel. Maybe just because wrestling fans now too just respect the game and the business more, and they just respect when a guy retires, they just respect that they're ending something that to a lot of people, love him or hate him, was special. I mean, Ric Flair was at one time. I mean, I know he went back and forth, but he was typically more heel than he was baby,
Mm-hmm.
and he retired. baby in theory 7 different times, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
all it'll take is Cena turning on The Rock for
yeah,
them to
sure.
go back. I agree with you. You can't do it right away because then it will just be a waste. But
I think you got to do it at least 4 or 5 months out.
yeah, probably. I mean, I think you can start it. You can give hints of it at SummerSlam, right? Like you don't have to do it at SummerSlam, but you can give hints of it, and then it can happen after that. Probably.
Yeah.
I think you got to go through SummerSlam with the with it.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough, right? Because you can see everything both ways, right? Like, um, I mean, just like when Cena made the comment, like, I make empires for billionaires, you just steal money from their kids, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The shot at Tony Khan that even made Cody smirk on that one, right? And then Cody just flat out coming out and saying you're a piece of shit. Like that's kind of the same attitude we got when Cena said that he's always the guy to call out Dwayne Johnson. So it's yeah, I don't know, like it just felt like it was good, right? Like so.
By the way, did you know one of your favorite tag teams is likely breaking up in story?
Oh, FTR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. Um,
Those cracks are starting to show.
yeah, I heard that for sure. That's kind of crazy. Um, yeah, so let me just run through the card real quick then. Uh, so we saw a gruesome match between Gunther and Jimmy, right? Um,
Yeah.
he kind of tied up Jay, and then at one point it looked like Gunther was taking Jimmy's blood and like wiping it off on his own chest. Like he looked like, uh, I don't know, he just looked like Alien versus Predator coming out of the woods or something. Like he gave Jimmy a beating, and there was nothing Jay could do about it because he was zip tied to the ring post. So, very interesting part of that, I would say, because they're honestly still playing into the whole thing of, can Jay do it? Like, does Jay have the mental capacity to do this? So that's something that is either gonna play out big, at WrestleMania or not. Um, it's funny. I don't know if you saw the post. Somebody tweeted a picture of Jay's like promo logo that's on like the WWE walls and said, "Well, what do we call him now?" Because his T-shirt says "Main Event Jay." Is it Main Event ish Jay? What do we actually call him? Because his apparel doesn't make sense now, right? Like,
Yeah.
so which I read. So I don't know if you saw the same article I did, but I read an article saying that the triple threat between Punk, Roman, and Seth actually spun from the fact people weren't as thrilled for the Tiffy versus Charlotte that they thought, and that Jay and Gunther was kind of losing some of the edge it had or some of the buzz it had going into it. Thoughts on that?
Um I mean not I mean I don't know. Like if it's just what they're doing, like it's what they're doing, like I don't know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's an interesting thought. I'd still think they had the triple threat between these three guys planned for a while ago.
Yeah.
Because I mean, not too often you get three guys of this caliber in the same generation in the same like still in their primes, like able to go, right? Like
Yeah.
we saw WWE or WWF at the time get NWO back, and they were just like frail statues of themselves back then. So, it's very interesting, very very interesting. Uh, and then we also had the Rhea and Io Sky match. Um, there was quite a few stumbles in that, wouldn't you say, Dan?
There were, I thought, a lot of stumbles in that match. There were a lot of, like, I think I said it to you guys during the match. Like, I was like, they're not on their A game. Like, I felt bad because, like, they're obviously really good wrestlers,
Yes.
and they put on a lot of good matches, and with each other they put on good matches. But it was very disjointed. It was almost like I think, like, what it looked like to me is they had a script and they like just had trouble following it a little bit. And I don't know, but I suspect a little bit of it might have been adding the element of Bianca as a referee,
I was
kind of tripped it up a little
I was
bit.
just gonna bring that up because it
Yeah.
throws them
'Cause she
outside of
was a
their.
little awkward too.
She was
Like
very
it
awkward
wasn't
as a referee.
her
Very awkward.
cues her cues were a little off with the counting and the breaking them up. And then their cues were a little off with each other. So it just kind of like compounded it,
It felt
right?
it felt like she sped them up, but she didn't mean to speed them up.
Yeah.
But just her, this being her first time as a ref, I always thought this before. If you're gonna take a wrestler that's never been a ref before and you're gonna make him a guest referee for a match, they should have to do 2 weeks with Shawn Michaels. Because how many times was he special guest referee, right?
Yeah.
Like he just got it. So you have him on the roster already. So like just have him teach them subtle cues of what to do when they're special guest refereeing, and I think that would have made everything smoother. That was what I was going to bring up to because I did feel she threw off the standard that these two are normally used to. I feel the spots on the top rope that it looks like she was almost going to drop Io, and when Io tried that poison Rana from the back, but it didn't really flip Rhea. I felt like those two were just going too fast at that time, and that's kind of what caused that. But overall, I don't think it was a bad match because they had some points in there where they saved it. I'm also wondering too if this weird storyline is throwing like extra pressure on it.
It could be. It could
Right.
be. I think you and I have it with like I think the introduction of Bianca as a referee just threw the whole thing off, and
Yeah.
then they might have just not been having like you said, maybe they were rushing or whatever, but they just missed a bunch of stuff, or it wasn't super clean, and like
Yeah.
and whatever. It's unfortunate, but it happens, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like you know, some
It's
people we know that some people get all worked up about botches and stuff like that, but me, I'm just like, look, it happens, it sucks, it looks terrible, but
well, and to add,
whatever. Like
yeah,
LeBron James misses dunks too every once in a while, so like
yeah,
it happens. How many basketball players have you seen go to dunk a ball and it goes 30 feet the other way because they hit it off the back of the rim,
right, yeah.
and they're
Well,
the best at what they do,
yeah, there's a 1% of the
Yeah.
1%.
Yeah,
Um,
or how many times? I mean, you don't see it too often, but I'm sure every once in a while Messi shanks a ball when he kicks it.
yeah. Well, yeah, we don't have to go down that miss field goal route, Dan. We got plenty of history with that. Um,
Hey,
but just to like add scrutiny to it too, like they put this in the main event of Raw, right? So you're getting extra eyes on it because people will flip back and forth
yeah,
just to see what's happening, and that's a big thing too. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll have it cleaned up when it's the three of them in WrestleMania, and I'm sure it'll be a hell of a match. Are you willing to say this triple threat will be better than the Tiffany and Charlotte match?
yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I am
I
too.
to be honest, I have no interest in Tiffany and Charlotte. I'm sure it'll be a decent enough match, but I unless it's a great match, I'm just not going to care about it. Like
Correct.
it's going to have to be a show stealer for me to care about that match,
I don't
right?
even
Like
have to see some blood. I think just for me to be like, all right, that was decent. It's like because she bounced back on this past SmackDown with her promo, right? Like she and it's kind of funny because the same stuff that like people are saying about Cody, like you said, Cody had to take the 8 Mile approach and come out and say everything bad about himself. Did you see Tiffy's promo from SmackDown?
I did not actually
So so
this
she
week.
so she basically came out and said, "Yes, I'll be at WrestleMania against the Great One, Charlotte Flair." But then again, I think the pressure's on Charlotte. I've only been on the main roster for 6 months. I already have a title. I won them Money in the Bank 3 months into being on the main roster. I'm just a blonde that they called up from NXT to be the next big great thing, right? So she hit Charlotte with all the okay, well, now you don't have anything left to say about me because I said it all. So let's see what you got in your bag, right? Type of thing. And it's the same
Yeah.
type of thing that we saw from Cody. So it seems to be a common thing that they're doing here. Um, we also saw Dude take the W against Duke Catch Republic, which I think I'm with my father on this one. I don't really care about Dude anymore. And in no way in hell should they take the titles off the War Raiders. I really hope they don't, Dan. Do you think they're going to take those titles?
Um,
I really hope they don't take those off the War Raiders.
I don't think they are, but if they do, I just feel like
It's going to be dropped quick.
it's going to be dropped quick or um they play something back into the Big E thing too. They never really went anywhere after they started that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Which is weird, right?
right.
Um, and then we got Dirty Dom and Finn and 12 pack Finn Baylor versus Braun Breaker and Penta. Pretty good match, right? I would say. Um, Penta could go.
Pretty good match. Obviously, advances the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rumors were getting a fatal four way there, right?
I didn't. Where did you see that at? I
I
didn't
could have
see that anywhere.
sworn. I could have sworn I saw that. Hold on. That's inter. No, not intercontinental, right? Yeah, intercontinental. He holds right, Ron.
Yeah.
I thought I saw the rumor that they're working towards a four way with Finn, Breaker, Penta, and Dom. Um, I maybe I'm just making this up, but I'd love to see that. But you could see where they're potentially going towards that because they had those four guys in the ring, and then Braun and Penta had an issue. Then
Uh
Penta
huh.
and Dom have an issue, and there's still a little bit of growing issue with Dom and Finn that could play out,
Right,
right?
because it's gonna be Dom having to choose somebody he calls his brother and Finn, or he's gonna have to choose his girlfriend. Because even when Finn walked away, Liv was standing there telling Dom and Carlito, I think, did you just hear what he said? He said he won that match, blah blah blah, right? So it's like that type of stuff. Of like she's still planting the seeds that Finn has to go, right? Type of thing. So, I think if we get that at WrestleMania, I think that's the breakup that we've been waiting for.
Let's see if this is it.
The thoughts?
Yeah, I think we're getting the breakup.
Do you think we're getting it at WrestleMania, or you think we're getting it after?
If they do a fatal four way, we're getting it at WrestleMania for sure. If those two are in a match where they're technically against each other, we're doing it there.
I think we might get it, even if Finn gets his shot and he loses because of Dom. I still think we'll get the breakup that way. But
According to okay, so this is from a week or two ago, but it is quoting Fightful. WWE's working plan as of March 17th. This article is from the 24th, but working plan as of March 17th is to feature a fatal four-way for Intercontinental Championship. The current lineup would be Breaker, Penta, Balor, and Mysterio. So that's Fightful, probably mid-March, I guess, was reporting that. That's where I must have seen it. Or, I mean, somebody quoting them.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I could see it, and I would be interested in that. Let me see. It's WrestleMania 41, correct?
Yeah. I would rather see that. I mean, I think too, like they won't do a triple threat because they've already got a big triple threat, right? Like, so that a fatal four way is a different element, right? Like,
So as of right now, so far, we got Cody versus Cena, obviously. Reigns versus Punk and Rollins, obviously. Gunther versus Jay. Io versus Bianca, which is still on the WWE site as Io versus Bianca.
yeah, I mean they haven't done anything
No.
official in storyline official to.
So, and this was yesterday. Tiffy versus Charlotte. We get AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Depending on the night that match is on, I think that steals the card.
Yeah, it could be a great match. It's just a weird like setup, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
And Orton versus KO.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches.
Uh, yep, 7.
So we know for sure we're still getting
Probably the tag titles.
tag titles, an intercontinental match, I'm sure, of some sort.
Are you getting both tag titles?
I don't know. What are they doing with the other ones? What have
Street
they
Profits
done?
has them.
No, I know Street Profits has them, but is there anything going on with them storyline?
Uh, they just had their first defense.
I mean, we know we're getting at least one tag match, probably at least one of those titles, plus the Intercontinental title. So then that gets you to
Yeah, so they beat Pretty Deadly.
so that gets you to 9 matches. Yeah, I think you still get. Well, we still don't know. Are they doing a match with Jade, Naomi? Like, is anything going on there with them? Like, I think Jade's somehow involved in WrestleMania. That could be 11. I mean, I think I originally said 12. I think it's 6 and 6, probably.
So 5 more.
Yeah, 5 more. We know for sure too. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get something with Jade and Naomi. So
both tag titles, Jaden, Naomi. That's 3.
yeah, that brings us to 10. 2 more. Intercontinental. That's 11. Yeah, I mean, if you get both tag titles, then it's probably 11. If you're not getting it, maybe it's only 10. Maybe it's 5 each night. I guess that makes sense too. I think I said 10 to 12. I think that was my guess, 10 to 12. 5 each night makes sense too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a longer show, but I don't think it's going to be like a 6-hour show. I think it's going to be a 4 to 5 hour show. So, I mean, looking at the matches, I don't think Tiffany and Charlotte are going to have a super long match. I'd say 15, 20 minutes.
I think it starts the card.
I mean, I think the triple threat match is going to be 40 plus minutes. I bet Randy and Kevin probably are going to get a half hour minimum, maybe longer. Obviously, Cena and John are going to go 45 minutes at least, I think. 30, I mean, not a lot of these matches go less than 30, but I think like Tiffy and Charlotte go 30 or less. I mean, less than 30. I think Jay and Gunther probably goes less than 30. AJ and Logan probably goes less than 30, right? Like if the EO Bianca match includes Rhea, that probably goes 30 or longer, I would assume. If you get a fatal four way for the Intercontinental title, I think it goes probably 20 to 30. I think like you can work, those guys are all fast workers, so I think you can get a lot in 20 minutes, 30 minutes with those guys, those four guys, right? Because they'll just fly around that ring. All four of them will just go crazy for 25 minutes, you know. Tag matches might go quick.
Yeah,
Tag title matches might go pretty quick.
agreed. Agreed.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, assuming well, we know this part of the card, and then we assume we know at least a couple more matches that are coming. What do you think of this card overall? When you just look at it as a big picture, what do you think of this card?
I saw somebody say that it could be the lowest attendance in WrestleMania history.
I did see that, but I think that's the venue more than it is the card. It's set up to be the lowest in the last like 10 years, I think, but also it's not the what's the venue is
Is it in Vegas?
Allegiant, right? Like
Yeah.
I just don't think it's set up. I mean, its capacity is 65,000 for NFL, expandable to 71 it says. So 71 plus whatever you put on the floor, but I don't know. They haven't done an event there yet, right?
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I think their quote unquote gate is going to be at least physical number is going to be lower than some in the past. But taking that aside, like what about the card itself? Like the card to me, I guess I'll just answer first. Like is a little underwhelming. Big picture, like I think it has a couple of big matches, but then like I don't know, was it last year or the year before where I just kept thinking like, Jesus, this card is like start to finish. Like, how do you book this? Right? Like, I think that was our conversation. How do you book these cards? You got so much you're doing here. Like,
I
you
think
know?
this card has a lot of value for matches that could possibly steal the show, and you don't think of those matches as stealing the show.
Right.
I think there's a lot of stock value in that with this card. I think that's the thing that they were going with for this card because they honestly knew what they were gonna have headlining wise, right? Punk's back, Seth's back, Roman's back.
Right. Right.
They could always go back to some type of bloodline angle if they needed to. Roman was gonna cleanse the WWE of the bloodline, whatever they wanted to do, right? Then John's back, and then you can occasionally throw Cena back, or sorry, Cena's back, and then you can occasionally throw The Rock back if The Rock's schedule permits, right? So
Right.
I think they knew it was top heavy. I think probably the toughest part for them throughout this year was how do we get the rest of it there.
Yeah.
I think if we do get the Street Profits in a tag match, I think that helps the card because when Montez Ford has the belt on him, it's something about having the belt that extra 10% of being a heel really clicks when he has the gold on him. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he just loves the pressure of having the belt, but he just turns everything he does in the ring is so much more amplified. Just the way he comes off the ropes, just the way he's mocking the opponents. It's just so much, like it just steps it up a notch, right? Like
Yeah.
you could say the same thing. Like I was never a huge Bret Hart fan, but when Bret Hart had the belt, like you could tell him that helped him step it up a notch. Same thing with Shawn Michaels, like that. that stepped him up a notch. Like same thing when we got Dirtbag Kid Brock Undertaker on the Harley when he had that belt during that reign on SmackDown. Like he was a whole different person, right?
Yeah.
It was intimidating when he came out and the belt was just a side piece on his Harley because you
Yeah.
were going to get your ass kicked. You knew you weren't going to see the belt, and then that was the end of your night, right? So I feel like adding them, um, yeah, I feel like adding them would help. I think if the New Day wins the title, I think that hurts the card. And I'm very nervous of what Tiffy and Charlotte would do. I think it's either going to be really good, or we're just going to be like, why was this on the WrestleMania card?
Right.
Right? Like, I don't
Yeah.
think there's an in between with that. Because I still think Tiffy may be a little bit too early. She bounced back correctly with the promo on SmackDown, but you only have one chance to get this correct when you're in the ring. And the moment that Charlotte has to slow down for her, it's going to be noticeable. If Charlotte does slow down, right? But that's the thing, too. We haven't seen Charlotte be herself in years. So maybe it's Tiffany that's too fast for her, right? Um, I don't know. Maybe we get the Wyatt Six back with Alexa Bliss and she somehow gets involved. That would be awesome. I do think there is a lot of present day danger with this card, though, if that makes sense. I don't know, like, how else to correlate it, but I think there's a lot of present day danger of, like, this could be one of the ones where people are like, let's just hurry up and get to the main event, please. Like, there could be a lot of WrestleMania parties that are ruined by this.
Yeah. I think
Right?
that's right. Like, because I feel the same way. Like, it's just a little, like, it just feels like it could be underwhelming. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll be wrong.
Yeah,
But
no, that's the point, right? You always hope for the best, and then you just go from there. So hopefully, everybody does their part, everything comes out great, and it's one of the great cards of all time. Because they still, I mean, you look at the star power of what they have, it could possibly be one of the greatest cards of all time, just based on the stars that are on this card. Um, you know, future Hall of Famers. If we get Ric Flair helping out. Like, he's in the Hall of Fame. Like, Cena's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Rock pops back. He's in the Hall of Fame. Heyman's in the Hall of Fame. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, so it'll be interesting. But overall, I think a decent night of Raw. Performance wise, I don't think it was one of its better nights, but I think it did all right. I think it got us 1 week closer to being at Bania on April 19th to 20th. So, yeah. Um, did you have a quiz pulled up for tonight, Dan? If not, there is
I,
something I
I
want to talk
have
about too.
I have two choices.
Okay.
Or we can do both because they're 5-minute quizzes. One's WrestleMania themed. I'm gonna send you the links.
Okay.
One's WrestleMania themed, and one is WWE video game themed, actually.
Oh.
So we could probably do both because one's actually I lied. One's 7 minutes, one's 5 minutes.
Let me pull this up. Is it
So
showing
this is
for you, Dan?
yeah. Yep. This is the WrestleMania one. So
Yep.
this is. Can you name the wrestlers who competed at 5 or more WrestleManias in a row? And it tells us which ones those were.
Well,
And
it
off
has
the
to be
top
in
of
a
my
row.
head, it had to be in a row, not main events or anything, but just that they were a part of them in a row.
All right, let's do it.
I think this came up because Roman Reigns is about to break a record for most consecutive main events in WrestleMania, I think. And like I said, this isn't just main events, but I think that's why this one is more popular right now.
All right.
So 5 minutes, I mean, yeah, Reigns is
Reigns.
going to be there. I mean, I'm sure like Triple H, Undertaker, obviously in the street. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, I mean, Hogan, um, Macho Man, throw him in there. Um, uh, try Piper, because Piper was there in the early ones. No, maybe not. Uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Kurt Angle won.
uh, CM Punk, some of the earlier WrestleManias. I know he didn't main event, but yeah. Randy,
Who's
no, yeah.
Who's
5
30?
in a row.
Who's 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40?
Seth, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Seth, The Miz, maybe, has got to be on this list.
Nope.
Really? Um, um, the more recent ones, it's got to be like, what about KO? Austin must have been in one of the earlier ones too.
KO was
Okay,
36.
Kevin.
Yep.
Yeah, so Austin, right? Like, or Steve.
Nope.
Really? Wow. McFoley or Mankind? I don't know. Kane, right? Like those guys. I think he's MICK. Oh, Kane did it twice. Wow. Bill McFoley. Wow. I'm trying to think of who the other one with Kevin Owens, the one most recent is. Um. Oh, try Jimmy Snuka for those early years. Oh well. Um.
Andre the Giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, nice. I'm trying to think of who would have been these ones with these like 10 in a row, right? Like who could have been around the time of Randy and Kane and Shawn Michaels, like right, like they overlapped all that, like Daniel Bryan. I don't think so, but I don't know. Well, Bret Hart, 1T, and Bret.
Yep.
Okay. Um. Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar. Duh. Who would have been the one most recently with Kevin that's done 5 in a row? There's got to be women on this list too, right? Like, is Bailey one of these ones more recently? Or Charlotte?
No.
Ric Flair?
No. Oh, yep. Oh,
Oh,
Charlotte did.
Charlotte. Um, Becky Lynch. Oh, geez. Who are the women? Like Charlotte can't be the only one. She would have had to. Well,
Rhea.
oh, Rhea. Okay. Um. Jeez. I'll put Benoit. See about Benoit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Eddie. We always get screwed up on the spelling. We only have 10 seconds, but I'm trying. I don't know. These early ones, I have no clue. Like,
I don't feel so dumb. Tito. Brutus.
I would have never guessed Brutus. Valentine, Jake Roberts, those I should have gotten.
The Rock we should have gotten. Chris Jericho we should have gotten. Big Show. Man, Dolph Ziggler had a run and people don't talk about it.
Styles too. I think. Oh, Kofi. I wouldn't have thought of Kofi either,
See,
but
I
I guess
put in
that makes
Kofi.
sense.
I put in Kofi's first name and it didn't come up.
Oh, McIntyre. That was a given too. Neidhart, I would have never guessed Jim Neidhart. That's funny. Plus, that's so long ago. Hercules Hernandez, I barely even remember him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So, all right, well, let's do the next one.
So the next one is cover art for all the video games. So I'm going to tell you already, I'm not sure I am going to be good on this one at all. But
Hang on one quick. Okay. So, to show this one, because I know it sometimes pauses the screen, but this one is the WWE game cover stars from 2006 to 2K19. So,
yeah, 7 minutes, 34 covers. I mean, I'm good. I have no idea on all these SmackDown versus Raw ones. Like this is going to be crazy. Oh, this is only through 2K 2019?
yeah.
Okay. Well,
So, do you think it takes all. So, like, if there's a cover that has 3 guys on it, do you think it takes all 3 guys to get the correct answer?
I don't know on that one, but I don't know.
Well, first one is The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock, John Cena was on several, right? So,
Yep, he took it.
Rey Mysterio was because we got the whole thing with Rey. Um, Triple H. Um, uh, Brock, right? Brock was on one of them, right? No.
Vince McMahon was on the first SmackDown vs. Raw.
Oh, that's right, with the crazy eyes.
Brock was on 17, yeah.
Was Punk ever on one?
Yeah, I already got Punk. He was on 13.
Oh, I didn't even see.
Because that's the promo he did with Austin.
Yeah, I didn't even see. Um, now I'm like running out. I'm trying to think of these single year ones when it wasn't SmackDown versus Raw, like 2K14. Like I have no idea, right? Who that was?
Seth was
Wait.
on one.
Oh no, 2K14, The Rock. Yeah, you have that. Or 2K like. Um,
Orton was surprisingly on 3 of them.
Stone Cold had to be on one of these, right?
Yeah, 16.
Okay. Um, who was 2K19? It wasn't even that long ago. Why can't I even think of that? Or any of these SmackDown versus Raws. Like, it's like, geez.
Edge.
Edge. Um,
I don't think this is right. No, it was PlayStation 2. Yeah, see, that's the thing. So, I wonder if I. So, it's weird that one didn't fill in Triple H when I put Triple H as the answer, because technically they're both on the cover. So, I wonder how it's doing it.
oh, but it's got two lines for it for 2009.
Oh, good catch.
And then it's got like 7 lines for 2010. Geez, all those guys were on the cover of 2010.
Gotcha.
Um, so
Oh, I
John Cena in 2006, who was on a cover with John Cena. Okay, Big Show. There you go. SmackDown versus Raw 2006. Yeah. Oh, The Miz. Oh, good. I would have never guessed that. Yeah, like I don't remember. I mean, I
and
remember these games, but I don't
but then
remember the
there's
cover art.
different covers. Who was 2008?
I'll give you a hint. SmackDown versus Raw 2008 featuring ECW. So it is a WWE version of ECW star. So not an original ECW guy, but a WWE ECW guy for 2008. ECW, I already looked it up by accident. So ECW champion in WWE, if that helps jog your memory. I think he was drafted to ECW and then either won their championship or was given their championship. And he is a current AEW star, if that helps. Oh, a female. I didn't even think about that.
Bobby
Wasn't
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley? Yes. Was Becky on a cover? Wasn't
She
she on a cover?
she was, but she's not coming up.
Oh, so it wasn't. She was on like 2021 or something. I bet.
I think she was on 29. Watch. I think it was this one.
Nope. AJ Styles.
Oh, was she the dual cover for 20? The broken game?
She might have been. Yeah. Oh God, that's right. 20 was the worst. Yes,
Yeah.
she was. Roman and Becky was 20 on the cover. 2011 limited edition, 2011 cover 2, and 2006. No idea. This might have been the best we've ever done on these, though. Just noting that it took us going to a video game one for that to work.
Yeah, that sounds about right for us. That sounds about right.
Well, we're about to find out. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and
I wonder what the limited edition was. Yeah, I said Cena. Oh.
no, it's Cena, Big Show, and
Sheamus was on cover too. Bret
Bret
Hart.
Hart limited edition. I don't remember that at all.
It's right here. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, it's right there. You see it? That's him right there in that picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that was the 360 limited edition one. Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, good stuff. Good stuff, Dan.
Yeah.
Decent Raw. Any expectations going into next week before we close this out? What do you think we see? And for our viewers, this is
Um,
how we did on the video game one.
I think we see. I think we see what we. I think we see probably, if not the the coming to the finality of what they're doing with the Intercontinental title. I think we see that become very apparent what direction they're going there. Um, I think the 4-way is probably what they're going to do. I think that reporting probably makes sense. I think it's probably right. Um, I don't know if we're going to see a lot with Cody and Cena, right?
Agreed.
Like, I think we probably see Cody again. Whatever. We'll probably still see some Punk and Seth and Roman, just because that's so hot and people are just loving that. Um, and then we get the debut of Rey Fenix next week on SmackDown too.
So this
So
Friday,
that'll be fun. Or this Friday, yeah. Sorry, in
4th.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun to see what they're doing there.
When do you think we get Aleister Black? Monday after Raw?
Well, I don't know, but that actually brings me up to the other question. Should we be celebrating today?
Because it's Rusev Day?
It's Rusev Day, allegedly, apparently.
Yeah, he's been at the facility
I
basically
thought I
working on when he's
saw
coming
I
back.
thought I saw a Fightful tweet that he signed. I could
Yeah,
be
what
wrong, but I
do
thought
you
I saw
keep
it.
him as that character?
Yeah, well, I don't think you use Miro for sure. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think you do that because he was such an. This is one of those things too, right? Where like he was a character, and for a while he had a lot going on in WWE, and then he fell off, and he had a lot going on, and he fell off, and whatever, it didn't work, and then he left, and he became Miro, which is just like his real name, right? Like I don't, but like it's not the same as like bringing Sean Spears back and using the name he used or his real name or whatever, or bringing in like Ethan Page and using his name. Like, I think you bring him back as Rusev again. I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm almost talking myself out of it now too, because then I think like Rusev was still a gimmick, and maybe you bring him back as Miro or Rusev, but don't give him the gimmick. Like, don't give him the Russian gimmick or whatever the hell he was, right? Like, just let it be him, even if you use the name Rusev.
Yeah.
I think.
What do you think you do with him right away?
Oh, it'd be really funny if they bring him and Black back together and then put him in a program together, since they have a program for a little while at AEW. Probably be like, hey, watch us do the program better than you. Um, I don't know what you do with them. I mean, you could probably put them right into, something mid-level. U.S. Championship, maybe Intercontinental. The Intercontinental belt is a weird belt now, right? Like it used to be like the junior champion, right? Like it was the second big champion. Now it's not like that anymore. It's like really, really mid card.
Yeah.
So you could put them into that. You could put them into internet, or I mean, U.S. title maybe. I don't know. Would you throw him in NXT just for the hell of it?
I think I would.
So I don't know. I think you could do a lot with him. I mean, I think mid card, but you could do a lot with him mid card. I mean, he's big enough that he would match up well with a guy like Braun Breaker just
I was
for a
just
match.
gonna say.
I
I
don't
was
think
just
he
gonna say
beats.
that.
I don't think he beats Braun Breaker, at least not right now. But like, it'd be a good matchup for sure. So it would be kind of a fun story to say like, yeah, Braun Breaker is like spearing people in half, but he's not going to be able to spear Rusev in half. You know,
Yeah,
so
unless he like catches him really clean, right? So that it's believable. Um,
right.
yeah, it's interesting, man. But yeah, I'm glad he's back. Now let's go get everybody else that was with the Aleister Black over there. Um, and I would be happy, you know. So fun times ahead for sure. Fun times ahead. They've done well getting us here, and I think they'll do well continuing. But other than that, Dan, any last notes? Anything else you wanted to chat about while we're here? Anything
No,
else? All
no.
right. Well, once again, go by 2K25. It's definitely worth it. Having a blast. Falling a little bit behind on the towers, but I'll catch up. Until then, keep watching wrestling. Go watch your local wrestling. Every little bit helps. I currently have Hulu paused on the MJF promo because I'm waiting to hear what he has to say. But until next week, might be on Tuesday next week. I gotta look at the schedule, but we'll see how that goes for everybody. So until then, like, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube as the Botched Wrestling Podcast, on Blue Sky, and the same with Instagram as well. We've been more on Blue Sky because it just works better for the platform. But yeah, follow us, share with your friends, do what you gotta do. Until then, people, adios.